Yo, what's up YouTube, Card Boss? Back in another video where we talk about cards, money investing. Afternoon on a Sunday, recording on, and I want to talk about PMGs, right? So, huge news all over social media. PMGs falling off the skies, right? Down 95%. The PMG rate is so Goldin. All that news, right, you guys? What do I make of it, right? So, it is, I would say, shocking? No, not really, right? So expected, everybody's saying the same thing. So in this video, I'm just gonna give you my 2.5 cents on what I make of this whole situation. And as a card investor, what are my thoughts on this whole thing, right? So is it something to be worried about? Is it something to laugh about, to talk about? Yeah, definitely there's everybody has an opinion on this particular PMGs, but I'm going to share you my thoughts that come from a lot of, I would say, things that's been brewing for about 2 years now, okay, that has led up to this situation, and specifically to this particular Goldin auction that ended for about $10,000, right? So just to really give a bit of a background, right? So back in the year 2021, when it all started, right, when Marvel cards, when Neo cards and comics talk about the 1990 MU, and that's when Marvel cards started to brew in interest. And I talk about this in my previous videos where I started to look at Miles Morales, specifically PMG Red and PMG, or maybe the rest of the PMGs for Miles Morales, right, for that particular reason. Wasn't very specific in the 2017 Fleur Ultra Spider-Man PMGs, but just PMGs in general. But Miles Morales is one of the first few characters that I was looking at, but so happened that it was in the 2017 set. So what happened, right? So back then in 2021, I purchased this particular mouse, and among a bunch of PMG red mouse as well for about $400 each. And at that point in time, it's considered slightly above premium for PMGs. Okay, people are still saying that the PMG reds, especially number out to 100, should be worth about now $200-300 about there. But what happened was we had build up to No Way Home back in December 2021. There's lots of news, lots of content, I would say social influencers, talk about Marvel cards. They kind of like built the hype to finally the Spider-Man 2013 PMG Red PSA 9 that sold during the premiere of No Way Home for about $72,000 if I'm not mistaken. And that kind of like kicked off the chase, right? And back in early 2022, okay, and specifically the Atlanta card show, okay, that's when Marvel cards did go ballistic. What happened during the time, was it suddenly that there was a lot of craze, lots of new collectors that's coming out of the woodwork in terms of Marvel cards? Yes, definitely, but these kind of people don't really kick off with that much of dollars initially. What has actually triggered was lots and lots of commerce activity, lots and lots of investors coming into the market, people with, especially from the sports card side, with a lot of capital, and coming into this space, they saw Marvel cards as something exciting, something nostalgic, and something that perhaps underpriced. Okay, when you compare, as I said many times, when you compare the PMGs to where it originally came from, which is the sports like basketball, Marvel PMGs are just a fraction of the price, and a lot of people anticipated that, given as how popular a Marvel properties are, right, they should be commanding much higher prices than where it was currently sitting, and that drove up the price tremendously, whereby we saw that set that sold on Goldin for $205,000, right? So who could have paid that kind of money? Obviously, there's only two groups of people that can pay: some big investor or some big whale. We have lots of cash that we're going to splurge into buying a set of PMG reds with multiple grades, right? It's not even a consistent like all PSA 10 or all PSA 9 set. It was just a bunch of mixed grades. No doubt there was a Spider-Man card number 1, there was a PSA 9, but there was a bunch of mixed grades on all the others, right? So I would say it's like the highest quality set, but no doubt that was one of the early PMG red fully graded sets that was made available on market. And it's not that the market believed that the price was $205,000. It was just a few group of people that was looking at it. And between you and me, we only can stare in awe. It's like, wow, that price is insane. But of course, you get those kind of haters who say, this is just shill. It's just things building up. It's people are just pumping up the prices and all those kind of things. So they are always the haters when the prices are up, right? And you can look at the situation, not just fast forwarding to what recently happened in Goldin auctions when price go down to $10,000 for a set and it dropped by 95%. People say, I see, I told you so. Marvel cards are crap inside. It shouldn't be this price back then. But to think about it, right, like you dial back to the 2021 where I first pointed out to you, if you average out the set price at a point in time, right, just average grade, talking about PSA 8 or PSA 7, you would get the number for a PMG red set to be on average 10, maybe 15k. But we just had that huge anomaly that we had in early of 2022. Now, has that impacted you and me directly, right? You didn't shell out 200,000, I didn't shell out 200,000. Yeah, it was news, right? But it didn't mean that the market really lost 95% in value. It's that particular set who somebody really did overpay for whatever reason. That person really did overpay for that set. But what that actually did during that period, right, between February to March 2022, was to kind of like lift the entire Marvel industry or card market, right? And there was a lot of commerce, a lot of cards being thrown around. The PMG prices were going crazy, not just on 2017, 2013, 2015. People were making a lot of money in between. Investors were making a lot of money. I made some money as well. Probably you made some money as well. So, nobody was complaining, right? It's only people who weren't operating the space were saying this was not going to hold, it was going to be a bubble. And when the prices start to come down in May, again, the people and haters on social media or on YouTube come out to say, yep, I told you so, it was going to last. But whoever that was in that market for that couple of months, really took advantage of the situation. Now, back in September 2022, we've come to a point whereby the thing has tumbled down to $10,000, and people say, Marvel is dead, which, of course, that's completely untrue. Marvel card hobby is still well alive. The collector base is still huge, and definitely there's a lot of people who do really enjoy Marvel cards. Just look at Spider-Man Metal, right? The recent release in August, now on e-pack, it's really still going wild. The fire is still burning. People are still breaking packs. There's a lot of single sold in the secondary market. PMGs, there is a lot around. Personally, I haven't gone into Spider-Man Metal yet. I still think that it's kind of like very saturated at the moment. People are still asking very high prices for singles just to justify the high product prices, because on e-pack, per box is going at about $400. So that's $400. So that's pretty high for e-pack product. So definitely people are I would say want to get back on using this $10,000 2017 sale on Goldin to kind of like to generalize the whole Marvel space, which that's completely untrue. Marvel cards are indeed strong at the moment. So no doubt this particular PMG set on 2017, if you ask me, if you look into the details of that particular Goldin set that was sold, it's kind of like not the best of grades, right? There was a lot of 6s and 7s, not the best quality in terms of investment. Whoever, I think I saw who bought it through one of the Facebook groups. I don't know the person myself, but he came out to say that he was the one who bought the set, so congrats to him. This is definitely a PC set. Okay, if you always wanted a PMG full red set, $10,000 is absolutely bargain, right? At this point in time, But looking at the grades, is it investment value? Do you foresee yourself appreciating, 3 folds, 4 folds, 10 folds down the line? Probably not. Savvy investors, I always preach many times on the channel, will look for investment grade cards, right? The PSA 9s for in this case the Miles, and then the Gwen's PSA 9 as well. So these are the investment grade ones that will hold, kind of like get the best value when you want to put out in the market going in the future. The set is nice. It's nice to see 50 cards, all PMGs. It's quite a rare feat to have, right? It's quite nice to have as well. But definitely, ask me, 10K is good price. I wouldn't use the 10K to generalize the entire market as a whole. That the PMG market is falling, the Marvel market is falling, nothing like that. Or Marvel PMGs in the 2022 space is going pretty strong. Maybe there's a lot of attention focused on that at the moment. That's where a lot of eyeballs are on the 2022 Spider-Man Metal, and lesser eyes on the other stuff, which presents itself a different kind of buying opportunity if you come to think about it. Now, I've been also picking up a couple of things here and there, haven't really come out and tell you guys. Maybe I'll share with them once I get them in. But that's my 2 cents on this. Having my little cup on a Sunday afternoon, I thought I just wanted to do a video. I saw a video from Gingerman Cards, I saw a video from Neo, and perhaps maybe I just want to give you my thoughts on this one. Alright, that's all I have for today. Do like, subscribe if you like my kind of content, and thanks for watching, guys. Till next one. Cowboys out.